Welcome to Retro Glitch. Today, we're diving into 10 of the most legendary arcade games ever made. But with a twist. These are the games that ate up our coins and tested our patience. Yet with the right cheat codes, they can be beaten faster and easier than you ever thought possible. From Street Fighter II and Metal Slug to Final Fight and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we're unlocking the secrets that turned impossible challenges into simple victories. This is Retro Glitch, and these are the top 10 arcade games with cheat codes. First up is Street Fighter II, the World Warrior, the arcade legend that defined fighting games. Most players mastered simple moves, but with hidden cheats and glitches, the game became almost unfair. By exploiting invincibility glitches, players could avoid taking damage and dominate every match. And with easy input cheats, throwing out Hadoukens or Shoryukens became effortless. No complex joystick motions needed. These tricks turned the world's hardest arcade battles into one-sided victories, shocking anyone who thought they were unbeatable. Next up is Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, Capcom's wild beat-em-up where mercenaries battled gangsters and dinosaurs. This game was tough, but cheats gave players a huge advantage. By using extra credit cheats, you could extend your play endlessly. And with weapon glitches, guns and explosives could be fired without limits, turning bosses that once felt impossible into easy prey. For players who knew these tricks, the streets and the dinosaurs didn't stand a chance. Our third pick is King of Fighters 95, the classic team-based fighter from SNK. This game was known for its brutal difficulty and aggressive AI, but cheat codes changed everything. With hidden inputs, players could unlock bosses like Rugal, making battles completely one-sided. And with unlimited power and infinite energy cheats, your super moves could be unleashed non-stop, overwhelming any opponent in seconds. With these codes, what was once a grueling fight became pure domination. At number 4, we have Art of Fighting 2, one of SNK's toughest arcade fighters. This game pushed players to their limits with a draining spirit gauge that made special moves harder to use as fights went on. But with cheat codes, you could break the rules completely. Infinite power meant your gauge never dropped, letting you stay aggressive without worrying about limits. And with infinite energy cheats, your health bar became unbreakable, turning the hardest opponents into easy targets. With these codes, Art of Fighting 2 went from one of the toughest brawls to one of the easiest. Number 5 is Metal Slug, the chaotic run-and-gun shooter that became an arcade favorite. Its non-stop action and relentless enemies made it both exciting and brutally difficult. But cheat codes flipped the balance. With infinite ammo, you could unleash endless streams of firepower without ever picking up a single weapon drop. And with unlimited continues, no matter how many times you fell, you could keep blasting your way forward until the final boss went down. These cheats turned Metal Slug from a coin-needing war zone into a guaranteed victory march. Coming in at number 6 is The Punisher, Capcom's hard-hitting beat-em-up where Frank Castle takes on entire armies of criminals. The game was intense, draining credits fast as you fought through waves of enemies and bosses. But cheats gave players a serious edge. With level select, you could jump straight into any stage you wanted, skipping the grind and heading right to the action. And with extra continues, you could keep punishing villains long after your last coin would normally run out. With these tricks, the streets were yours, and no one could stand in your way. At number 7 is Mortal Kombat, the arcade game that shocked the world with its brutal fights and iconic fatalities. But the real secrets were hidden inside the arcade machine itself. By using special test menu codes, players could unlock cheats that changed the entire game. You could enable the famous Blood mode, making battles even more violent. You could discover hidden characters like Reptile by meeting secret conditions. And you could even adjust the difficulty or give yourself endless continues. With these codes, Mortal Kombat became more than just a fighter, it became a playground of hidden power. Number 8 is Snow Brothers, the colorful arcade classic that looked simple but became brutally challenging as the levels piled up. Without cheats, players often ran out of lives long before reaching the final stages. But with cheat codes, everything changed. By activating the 99 lives trick, you could keep playing almost endlessly. Combined with infinite play cheats, every fall, every mistake, and every boss fight lost its sting because you always had another chance. With these codes, Snow Brothers transformed from a tough endurance test into a game you could enjoy all the way to the end. At number 9 is Final Fight, Capcom's legendary side-scrolling brawler, where you took on entire gangs to save Metro City. This game was famous for eating up credits fast, but cheats turned the tables completely. Unlimited lives and continues meant you could keep fighting without ever worrying about a game over. One-hit kill cheats let you drop even the toughest bosses with a single punch. And with invisible mode, enemies couldn't even touch you, making the streets of Metro City yours to rule. With these codes, Final Fight went from a quarter-hungry challenge to an unstoppable power trip. Finally, at number 10, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade hit that let you play as your favorite heroes in a half-shell. This game was pure fun, but also incredibly tough, especially when facing waves of foot soldiers and Shredder himself. Cheat codes gave players the edge. With stage skip tricks, you could jump straight to the boss battles. Free continues meant you never had to stop playing, no matter how many times you fell. And with the right cheats, reaching Shredder was faster and easier than ever before. For fans, it was the ultimate way to experience this arcade classic without the endless coin drain.